What's up, guys? This is Ronnie. Welcome back to our channel Total Technology. This is the Active Directory Automation series, and this is tutorial number 14. And today I'll be going to talk about one of the recently developed use cases which we actually developed using Twilio API and Flask framework and definitely a pyad module. So basically it was a fully fledged customized bot which will help you to give users some sort of freedom of self-service and self-service means by using this bot user can change their or reset their password by their own. So what was the context for this thing? Let me explain you. So a couple of months ago when the COVID-19 situation started, most of the companies started working or giving their employee fully benefit to go and do office from their home. So what happened, many small like new startups companies are heavily impacted by this one because they are not having a proper environment, remote work support, the proper IT or desktop engineers, all these sort of things. So what happened, they somehow managed to develop their infrastructure and then that can work from the like home office scenario or a home office kind of a environment. But the thing is that they're often facing some sort of very normal IT related issues like password lockout, forgot password or password expiry. So for example, if someone forgot their password, there is no mechanism to reset their password just because they're out of the network, because they're not doing they're not working from the office premise. So it is not like they are connected to the LAN and immediately their password will be changed by using Windows L or something like all control delete. Then if you select if they select this change password option because they are working outside, so this sort of things are happening. So what happened due to that, most of the time their like very essential productivity was getting like impacted. So one of my friend is actually running this startup, one of the startups. Actually it was also very small company for him, like 150 to 200 employees. So for startup 150 to 200 is a quite big number, but all their employees are actually spread out throughout the globe. So what happened due to this thing, they start like getting multiple problem or like issues for password related things, and that's because they're not having any proper admin or IT related guy, so someone has to do it manually. Okay, and always it was time taking. So the CEO of the company, means my friend's friend, was actually proposed a solution where uh, they can go and user can go and change their password, reset their password by their own, and that has to be happen outside of network. And if it is possible to do using some sort of bot, then definitely it was fine. So my friend called me and we had a discussion, and after that I came up with some sort of solution. So what I actually proposed, so I will go through this thing in the subsequent slides as well. So there is a demo as well, and there is a demo of the pictorial representation of everything using a whiteboarding, and also I have a audio transcript to simulate the client interaction of the conversation in the form of audio call as well. So this video is going to be very exciting, very lengthy, and the coding part is actually not done completed. So in the board actually we have two option one, user can reset their password using system generated like password, and second option is user we can select or change their password by their own. Means first option, user will not give any input to change their password, system will decide what password will be there, it will be random. And second option, user can give some password. So I have already completed the first part, second part of the bot is not completed, so that will be happen in the next video. So just keep focus on this video. This is a lengthy video, the tutorial for coding part is also lengthy, and in between or after watching the video, if you have any question or clarification or need any suggestion, please feel free to write me. Actually it took me more than 2 hours to create the whole video. So if you understand that, and that it sometimes happens that I was while doing code I am not able to understand that whether this part I should give much stress or explain, or maybe I should skip. So sometimes I skip many parts, like while doing the coding did not explain actually. But if you want me to explain all this thing again, you can write me email or whatever. Okay, so first thing, this was the requirement. So I always do this sort of things. Twilio account, ngrok, mongodb, atlas, or any db api to sorry, this is actually not required api to get live data, so we can skip this part. Okay, so we don't need this. Actually, we also don't need this as we are not reading any live data. Okay, so next thing, pyad, we all know we need. And next is active directory server. Definitely we are going to do something. We all know that we are already working in pyad, so we need some active directory server, or else how we are going to check. And last but not least, we need a python module to generate the password. So this is random password generator module. So this is a high level diagram of data flow. So in between we are going to write the application. So this is a flask based application. It is connected to active directory back and forth, means bidirectional data flow will be there. So our code is also going to talk with some database in bidirectional flow, and user phone will be connected to the Twilio sandbox, and Twilio sandbox will be go and talk with our code. So this is high level flow of this thing. To understand this thing, I'll highly recommend you guys to go ahead and watch my series on WhatsApp automation, just because I am using the WhatsApp automation, so most of the things are actually from that video. So I will recommend you guys to search with that WhatsApp automation. This will actually going to help you, because this is not possible to or explain entire WhatsApp automation thing in this video, but I tried to like make it as much as detailed whenever there is need to explain something. And this was the actual requirement, got requirement from the client, that end user should change the domain windows password from the mobile device, no manual work outside of company network. Means access from outside of the company. Solution, WhatsApp bot using Twilio API powered by Python Flux. Okay, what happened? mm. Mm. Okay, so powered by Python Flask. So I'm going to close this part of the video here, and the next part we're going to start with some sort of like whiteboarding, like what was the customer requirement. Then I will run through the dummy call between myself and the customer. So I tried to keep this realistic, like whatever the discussion happened with me and the client few months back, I actually created the same sort of um, same sort of conversation in the recording. So it will also help you guys to understand what was the discussion, what was the consent context, how I actually convinced the client, and how to deal with that whenever in the future if you guys are getting some sort of requirement. Because ultimately after post COVID-19, most of the companies are going to adopt this sort of technology. And the last part, and the next part will be going to run through the demo, how the bot is going to look, and what will be going to give input, and how the bot is going to give you the output. And the last part will be the coding part. So I will do live coding, I will get error, I will debug this thing, I will fix the bugs, like in this video only we'll learn so many new things, and after that we will come to an end with all our expectations. Okay, so that's it guys, just stay tuned and go ahead and watch the next part of this video tutorial. Okay, so I'm just going to end this part here, and we'll see you in the next part. Okay.
Hi, Ronnie.
Hi, who is this?
Hi, this is Rajesh.
Hi,
So,
Rajesh.
yeah, so actually, I have a small startup business,
Okay,
and I heard about you and got to know that you create some bot or something. So, I have a requirement for you.
okay,
So, actually, during this COVID situation, all of my employees are forced to work from home.
okay,
So I have around 200 employees.
okay,
So, but they are not so much technical, and sometimes they lock their accounts.
okay.
So now we are facing that lots of service requests for resetting their password. I in our company we have a very few number of IT employees, so the pressure on them is very high right now. So
You mean
we
the
are,
domain accounts, like just to log into your.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay, understood.
the Windows account.
You
Yeah,
mean the Active
so
Directory accounts mainly.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, yep.
uh, yeah. So the thing is, they are not always available to reset the password, and so this is our challenge. Um, Now, do you have some kind of solution so that our employee can reset their password mm, uh, by themselves? So I know in market there are some solutions, but that are not very cheap. So is there any solution available to you so that we can reset our password outside our network? So is there anything available to you?
Okay, you mean to say that employee can or end user can change their password by themselves as a self-service kind of a thing, and that has to be done from the
Yeah,
outside of the
yeah,
network. Because when your account is locked, you cannot connect to the network and cannot do any ticketing system. And just because you said that you are a
yes,
small startup company, you don't have like anyone dedicatedly working as a system admin or Windows
yeah,
admin or ADM,
exactly.
right?
Yeah,
So you have to wait for someone who can
yeah, exactly.
call, then you have the right, and also this is not very safe because the credential. Okay, the thing is that yes, we do we do have some solution, but for this sort of things, but we haven't tested or tried this thing. But we have that only the prototype actually, like how to reset
Okay,
Active Directory password using WhatsApp and using Twilio API. So WhatsApp is actually coupled with the Twilio, so someone can access this Twilio thing from their WhatsApp, mobile WhatsApp software, and after that he has
okay,
to just do some sort of like sequential authentication and authorization. So it's just a simple thing. Like if your phone number is updated in their Active Directory, then only it will say think that you are the right guy. So it will ask you the next question, and if you able to answer those question means the simple thing, what is your like username, and after that if you are okay to give your username, then it will ask you to reset the password. So these are the simple thing. I think this is fine for you, like no, nothing extra you need at this moment, because I believe that is fine. Like if your employee's phone number is updated correctly in the Active Directory, and the same employee is accessing his WhatsApp from the same mobile number, and then only it will validates that the same person is accessing the WhatsApp. So then it will ask the employee actually to reset the password. So there is no other authentication type, only the based on the phone number which is updated in the Active Directory, the software or the piece of code will validate the user. So is this fine?
okay. Okay, so what I understand that using WhatsApp we can reset our password.
Exactly,
So that's great. Yeah,
yeah, but the piece actually this is a Python like Flask based application. I'll be going to write that or develop that, and that has to be run your domain controller, because the thing is that Twilio is hosted in the cloud. I believe in the AWS cloud. So AWS cloud will be communicating to your this in this piece of software via some sort of web tunnel. So as of now, I believe NGRock is fine, because we are not going to host anywhere. So ngrok is secured, is going to provide the secure tunnel. So via the secure tunnel will be going to connect between your active directory domain controller and the Twilio, and the Twilio will be connected back and forth to your WhatsApp. Okay, and probably I'll be going to use one cloud provider, database provider, MongoDB Atlas. So all the logging will be stored over there. So I believe you are not part of European like continent, so definitely GDPR is not a concern for you. So hopefully this whole bunch of like components is going to work for you. So if you are okay with this thing, then probably I can start working on the prototype for the final production level version ready.
Okay, so that's great. So how long you need
I need
to build a
actually
prototype?
prototype took me to build actually to like 10 days actually, but again I was not working fully on this thing, so hopefully I'll be done by 4 or 5 days, and after that I'll give you the demo. If you're okay on this thing, probably then I'll highly recommend actually you to ask some of your guys to do some testing on it, how they feel it, and if they are okay with
Okay.
this thing, then probably I can deploy this thing on your environment. And the deployment is not very expensive. Like expensive means definitely I'm talking about two main thing: money and the time. So hardly it will take half an hour deployment. And from the charge point of view, so we have to get some monthly subscription from MongoDB Atlas, monthly subscription from Twilio, and monthly subscription from ngrok. So overall charge will be $50. So I believe that is fine for you, right?
50 US dollar per month
Right, exactly. Twilio will charge
for all
you
of my
yeah,
user, right?
yeah, yeah. Twilio will charge you 20. ngrok will charge you another 20, and MongoDB will charge you another 10. So 50 is fine, I believe. So that is the thing. As you said, your employee
Okay.
strength is
Yeah.
only 200,
Yeah.
so that is fine. And I do believe that you definitely have Windows Server running on 2012, right, on your domain controllers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
But
okay, fine.
yeah, I will talk with my IT guys.
Mhm.
So in that meeting, I will invite some of my IT guys so we can
Okay,
see what.
and so this is the maintenance cost once we develop this software. Like this is actually as a service model, but as a service model for you, we are not going to maintain or like do anything after we develop this thing, because we'll completely deliver the source code and the application, and we'll deploy everything to you. But for the charge point of view, like our fees or like thing, do you have any
Yeah,
budget
yeah,
on your mind, or do you want to just keep it like flexible?
yeah. First, let me see what is
Okay,
the
fine.
solution. Then,
Okay,
yeah.
fine. So I will try to work on this prototype. I'll try to give you the production ready demo available, and once that is done, then probably we can negotiate on the budget. But I will like to tell you, this is the first prototype on which we are going to work on some sort of real world application, because Active Directory is very sensitive. So probably you could just give a try. Okay, so for the budget and other thing, we can talk later. So this is actually my not request, I will recommend you to use this thing. So probably this will be win-win situation for both of us. First, if you like promote this sort of software, then other companies also will get some sort of encouragement to use all these things, and definitely it will give you as a like what do you say, like kind of a edge over other like startup companies, so that you guys are really tech startups and also using some next gen technologies. Okay, so it's fine, nice talking to you. So I'll get back to you in next week Saturday, is that fine?
Yeah, fine, fine.
Okay,
Yeah, thanks,
and just one more question. I just forgot your name. What you said, your name is Rajesh, right?
Raj.
Yes,
Yeah,
you okay, fine. No problem. Okay, thank you, Rajesh. Thanks for talking. So I'll get back to you. So I believe this is your direct mobile number, right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'll call you.
Just give me.
Okay, fine. Thank you
Okay,
very much. Much appreciated. Thank you.
bye.
The codes, and I will explain each and every subsequent steps and tips and tricks to create this sort of bot. So if you know this one type of bot, then probably we can create multiple different types of bot. And as well and one more thing actually, as I'm going to share the full code with you, so you guys can extend, customize whatever you want. in future videos as well. So that is one thing, and hopefully you guys will be able to enjoy the video, cause after this demo I will just play the audio recording of the conversation with the client. So actually I try to replicate the same conversation which I had 2 months back, but I just changed the name and the company just for the knowledge purpose. So that is the thing. So hopefully you guys able to understand what was the context, how it was started, and why I'm doing this thing. And just because all small and big size companies are adopting this sort of technology, that I actually highly recommend you guys to do some sort of investment in this sort of technology, automation and all. So definitely this will give you some sort of career opportunity, and this is actually very exciting thing. So definitely you guys will enjoy. So let me just run through the demo. So for example, if I run high, so it will like this. So if I give some secret code, so it will like this, and I will write I want to select the option 1, then it will ask me the user ID. So I will select like this. Okay, so see, it will say the will validate your user ID, and user ID entered. And this is actually the thing is that I'm just trying to access I'm trying to change this user ID, but this user ID has a different mobile number updated in the Active Directory, so that is why it is not possible. So what I'll do now, so I'll just change the Active Directory phone number, okay, for this user. Just give me some time, okay, then this will again start working. So this is done now. So what I'll do now, I'll just try to put this thing again. So this time this will change the password. See, it's worked, and it changed the password with the new newly reset password. Okay, so this is very cool, guys. So there are a lot of other features are available. This is not only this feature, as I told you, these things are coming as well. Like this this bot will, the access to the bot will be at blocked after third attempt. So we have integrated some sort of security feature as well, so someone should not abuse the bot. So I'm super excited for the actual tutorial or the coding part, guys. So hopefully you guys will be equally excited. So what I'll do now, we'll just pause this tutorial now. I'll just play the audio transcript, and after that we'll immediately start the coding part. So enjoy the tutorial, guys, and let me know how you are actually getting some sort of benefit from this video. Or if you want some more tutorial like this, some real life use case oriented, please feel free to share your ideas with me. Or if you are already working or already worked in the past, you can also share all of your experience, so we can create some more fun and exciting tutorial for all of you. Okay, so that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next part. So just stay tuned and keep practice. Okay, guys, so in this section actually we'll do our coding. So this is one of the most exciting and the fun part of this tutorial. So in the initial or the introduction section, we briefly talk about the requirement. Then actually we presented some sort of dummy conversation between the client and the requirement, and after that I explain you guys about the high level roadmap, how to achieve this requirement, and also the prerequisite. But in this part of the tutorial, means this is the last part of this tutorial, so this is going to be rather lengthy and longest tutorial of this whole series. So in this tutorial actually I'm going to write down the code, and probably I'll get multiple errors cause I'm not sure what are the things we'll see, but just keep patience, and if you do not like to watch the whole series, just you can fast forward. So definitely will get the code, but again, as just because I'm just doing the live coding, so it will be fun to watch, and also this will also give you some sort of like learning as well. So it's actually learning for me, so learning for all of you guys. So let's open my terminal server. So this is Windows 2012. So actually this is the domain controller where my Active Directory is actually hosted, and so I'll be going to write down the code directly from there, just because this is a test environment, so I'm not having multiple domain controllers and other things. So what I'll do, I'll just write down the code over there and I'll host from there, and also after that we'll do the remaining parts from the deployment, like the ngrok and other things. So this is not going to be very highly sophisticated deployment, just because I told you guys, so this is a test environment, but this is kind of a prototype. So once this thing is entirely like developed, you can extend it, you can customize it, and you can do multiple things on top of this thing. So let's open my terminal server. Okay, so let's create one project. So this is Python project, so let's name it ad bot. Okay, so first thing, so I have created a credential file actually here, which I used in the last tutorial as well. So let me put, so this credential file actually contains our MongoDB user ID and password, and as well as our Active Directory password. Okay, but Active Directory password I don't need because I'm using pyad, and pyad is actually running in the Windows server, which is actually the domain controller. I'm also logging with the enterprise admin, so no need to worry about the credentials. So only we need the MongoDB user ID password. Why we are using MongoDB, I already explained in the initial section of this series, but again we'll explain this thing while doing the coding. So first thing first, so let me create one Python file. Okay, so just name it as bot.py. So let's start writing the code. So first thing, as we said, that this is going to be a Flask based application, so we need to definitely import Flask. From Flask, import Flask. Okay, also we need request as well, right? Then we need Twilio. From Twilio dot twml dot messaging response, import messaging response. Okay, so this is done. Let's say we need date time. Definitely we need this thing, so can do some sort of time stamping. Okay, I'm just thinking what else is required. We need, yes, we need CSV, because we'll be going to read our user ID and password from this file, so we need CSV. Okay, and next thing, definitely we need, we are going to connect using this credential to our MongoDB, so we'll need from pymongo. So this is the MongoDB client, import Mongo client. Where is that? Okay, it is there. So I think Mongo client is here. So next important thing is our pyad. So from pyad, import star, import pyad. What else? I'm just thinking what else is required. I think we can use import from pyad, import ad query. That's it. If something else is required, we'll import then and there. Okay, so first we'll read this file, okay, to connect to our MongoDB database. So what is our MongoDB database? This is in this the database. Actually, we're going to connect to this collection. So collection name is WhatsApp DB, and sorry, collection name is WhatsApp DB and block status, and we have two database. So why I created two collection, I'll explain this thing while doing the tutorial. Okay, so I just created this prerequisite thing so that I should not waste some extra or extended time, because definitely this tutorial is going to be very lengthy, at least more than 2 hours. That is what I am expecting. Okay, so let's first thing, so with open, and after that will be I think this is actually very small, so okay, I just increase the font size. Hopefully you guys will be now able to watch this video in mobile as well. Create dot txt. Okay, and have f1. Okay, and then let's write data equals to csv dot reader f1, and then delimiter equals to comma. Okay, so this is done actually, guys. So now everything actually came inside the data. Then we'll get individual row. So then for row in data, so in our case user, or let's say id equals to row 0. Okay, and password equals to row 1. Okay, so our id and password is done. So now the next thing is that we'll be going to connect to our what do you say, like MongoDB client. So for that, let's before doing that, so let me just uh, try to connect to the MongoDB client. So let me just create one connection object. So client equals to Mongo client, and inside that we have to write our entire connection string. So how to get that connection string? Do not try to like memorize or do anything, just try to do it logically. So if you go to MongoDB, you can click here. Okay, or let's say let me just skip some time, so hopefully I will get it from here. So then clicked on connect, and after that connect to your application, and you have to select Python 3.6 or later. If you see, I got this thing. Okay, so just close this thing. Okay, and after that just come here. Okay, so this is the actual thing. Now you have to change it with your user ID and password. Okay, so until this part is definitely fixed, and after that, right, and after that this part is actually also fixed. So again the remaining part will start from here. Okay, sorry, not here, actually from here. Okay, so this is fixed and something will start from here, so definitely should be plus, sorry, plus, and this is my ID actually. So so this also start from here, and the password also will be replaced. So I'm just thinking how to do this thing. This and this and this side as well. Okay, and again from here this is going to be constant until this part, right, at the end. So now let me just change the password. Actually password will be pwd. Okay, so id will be id. Okay, So let's run this thing first. Let's see if I get some error or not. As I told you, I'll be getting multiple errors, so let's see. What it is saying. Username, password. Okay, so we have to use url lib parse.code. Okay, so as I told you, we'll be going to import many things, whatever required. So url lib, we're going to import this thing. So password will be url lib dot parse dot quote, and inside that we'll put our password. Hopefully this will work. So let's see. I'm not sure, nothing is happening. Oh, it's terminated, means it's working. So now we'll read our database. Okay, so this is there, this is there, this is there. Okay, so now we'll be reading our database. Okay, so our DB is going to be client, and inside that we'll put our database name. So our database name is WhatsApp underscore DB. You can make this thing as well dynamic, that is no matter. And we have a another database. Okay, so no, we have one database and we have multiple collections. So we have collection is equals to, this is our actually main collection, so that is why I'm just giving it this connection. So it will be DB, and inside that the collection name is also our WhatsApp DB, WhatsApp underscore DB. So if you see it here, so let's go to collection. It's taking some time, I'm not sure why, though I'm actually using the Frankfurt AWS instance. So this is our database, and inside the database, if you see, we have two collections. So this is one collection, this is one collection. So this is one collection. So let me just copy this thing. So just give this thing another name, just name it to that this is a block status. So just give it a CS and status, for then it will be block status. So block underscore status. Why I created this thing, I will explain everything. So just try to understand what I'm actually doing. Okay, so this is actually the prerequisite or data, like the requirements, how to we are going to set up our data, and how we are going to like store our data, and how we are going to apply our logic. For that, everything is now right now I'm doing. So our database part is done. So I'll just try to print this thing. So check if everything is working fine or not. Okay, so let's try to print this thing. Yes, everything is coming fine. So hopefully we can print this thing as well. Fine. Okay, so that's it. So now we'll set up our query object. So let's write down, just thinking, should we do it here, or we can, yeah, let's do it here. Ad query dot ad query. We have created our query object here. Okay, so now we'll start writing our Flask application. So as I told you guys, this is actually going to be a Flask based application. So whatever you are going to like write in your WhatsApp, that is going to be connected to the Twilio bot, and the Twilio bot is somehow like will be back and forth connected to our FluxBex application. So this FluxBex application is actually a kind of an interface between our WhatsApp and the Twilio sandbox. Okay, so we need to write everything inside our this FluxBex application. So that is why this Flux application is so much important for us. So let's give a name. A bot equals to Flusk and underscore name under name. Okay, so then we'll create the route. Okay, so this is actually kind of a decorator. Okay, so those are familiar with Python, for them it will be easier. Okay, and what to write here, maybe all of you know this thing. So this is kind of, okay, I'm actually using German keyboard, so that is why, like, this is the thing, and we have to write down the methods. So methods is going to be, so get post. Okay, that's it. And guys, sorry for my like, I'm actually not talking with very high pitch because it's almost midnight, 3 o'clock, and my neighbors are sleeping, so they will complain if I start shouting and saying so. Sorry for this, but try to use your headphone or speaker at the highest volume to watch this video. Okay. Okay, next thing, this is done. So let's define one function. Okay, like this. Okay, so now we'll start writing our code. So first thing first, what will happen? So in Twilio, so let me just explain this thing. So this is our Twilio. So user will write down something here. Okay, hi. So bot will respond that welcome to our bot. Please select below options. Select below. Please select one of the below option from the following options. Please press 1 to this, please press 2 to this. So we have only two options, as I mentioned. So we'll be going to give user two options. One is change password, system generated, or reset password using the system generated password, or change password as your choice. So there will be two options: system generated password reset, or select or change password based on your own input. So for example, I want to change password randomly from the system. So I can select option 1, and if I want to change the password, whatever I want to give, so I will go and select option 2. So I want to give you this two options to the user, but before that I'll try to give you some sort of like OTP kind of a thing, but this OTP will be fixed right now, so I'll be going to use 007. I know this is kind of a very stupid thing, but why I'm just touch basing all these things, so this will actually help you guys to do some sort of validation and extend this thing for the future thing. As I told you, this is kind of a prototype, so you guys can extend this thing in the future after watching this video, and definitely this will help you. Okay, so this is one, but before before I, for example, first I will user will write hi, and based on that bot will respond that this is this, please select any of this thing. But before that, the bot will go and check whether this user is blocked or not. So that is why I created this block status. Why I created this thing? For example, someone is go and trying to like manipulating, not manipulating, trying to get some information from the Active Directory. For example, he's keep on guessing the username. For example, in our Active Directory there are maybe 100 users, and I don't know the, like I'm a hacker, I don't know the user ID and password. I'm keep on guessing this thing using dictionary or normal random names from that country. So definitely I'll get to know what are the usernames correct or not. So if I do some sort of checking, like after third attempt, this access to this bot, access from that mobile number is completely blocked. So that is why I created this block status. So whenever someone is going to send some message to the bot will first check in this collection what is the status of this number actually, and depending on that, actually bot will give you like permission that whether you can go and use the bot or not. If the status is blocked here in this collection, so you will not be able to do anything. So rather than it will give you a response that your access to this bot has been restricted, you cannot use this bot. So for that thing, actually I have this thing. Okay, so let's start writing the code again. Okay, so let me just declare one variable block equals to 0. Okay, I'm just doing this thing. Okay, so let's take date, means current date or today's date. So this will be str. Okay, date, time, date, for today. Okay, so this thing. Now next thing is that how to get user number. So you all know this will be request dot form dot get, right? Request dot form dot get, and it will be from, right? You all know. And we have to replace this thing. For example, let me tell you something. If we run this thing, so let's print this thing. So I will be just going very slowly, because or else definitely you guys will face some difficulties. So this will be if underscore name equals to underscore main what is happening here? Why my underscores are coming like this? Let me just type it again. Okay, then app bot dot run, and I'll be going to use, let's say, some random port 5002. Okay, so let's run this. So it will print the number. Okay, if I go and run this thing. Okay, so let's do this thing. So this is running in 5002 port, and my ngrok server is also running, and I have already configured this ngrok host in my Twilio sandbox. So I'll show you guys at the end as well, but all of you may be familiar with this thing, because I have already not already, I have actually did this thing multiple times in every tutorial. So don't worry, I'll show you. Now I'll just go and write something here, and we'll see what is actually happening. So let me write hi here. So just write hi. So I should get my number here. So I got error. Definitely I'll get error, because the function is not having any return. So see, I got my number here. So I need to replace this thing. Okay, so what I'll do now, so we need to replace this thing. So we need to use replace Python normal replace string replace method. So num equals to num dot replace, and we'll write this thing. Okay, this will be replaced with nothing, right? So we'll get our actual thing. So now we'll write the message text. Okay, so msg means the body of the message. Message text equals to this thing, but we'll replace the form with body, because message body will be having the content. So right now we read the user number and user like message. Now we'll try to find whether this number is exist in the database or not. Okay, so means whether this number is sending the message for the first time or not. So let's create a variable x, and we'll try to search this thing in the main DB, that is the collection DB. So collection dot find underscore 1 equals to, we need to pass the dictionary actually. So let's write down like this: number y number. So I'll create the key as a number, okay, this, and we'll check whether this number is also exist in the block DB or not. And while creating this thing in the block DB, I just thought of a special format. Okay, so I'll show you guys how to do that. Okay, find underscore 1, and we'll create the unique entry for every blocked entry as like this. So it will be td, okay, then plus, then this or this, okay, and then the number. So which date it is also at which date it is actually blocked, that also will come. Okay, so you find this thing. Okay, fine, that's it. So now we'll try to find the status. Okay, why status? I'll explain you guys. So one of the attribute for this collection, this main database, will be number. So that is why I have this number, and one of the attribute will be status. Okay, status means we'll be going to do some sort of validation. So actually I actually thought all this thing in my mind, and I did some sort of prototyping, so that is why I came to this thing. But once just this part is completed, then I'll explain you guys why I did this thing. Okay, so next part will be so let's write down this thing. Try, why try? I'll explain. Status equals to x of status, right? And we'll check whether this number is block or not. So block is going to be y, and inside that we'll put block status. Okay, and we'll convert the whole thing as integer. Okay, because we'll be going to increase the block status. So first time if it is block, it will be 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, and in the BS key it is going to be stored. So I'll explain you guys how this is going to happen. Okay, and pass, just try and pass, nothing else. Okay, and then we'll do the actual part now. So if the number is not blocked for more than 2 times, so first time it will be like what do you say, like 0, then 1, then 2. So it will get only when it is 3, it will be blocked actually 1, 2, 3. So it should not be more than 3 times. Okay, so first time if it is blocked, if it is going to give the wrong answer for the first time, the block status will become 1, means 1 time bad, then second, then third. So once it is third, then definitely it is going to block actually. So that is why I'll be going to write if not, then integer, then this block greater than 2. Okay, did I miss any brackets? I think no. If it is not, then it will go and check whether this is true or false. If this number is already exists in the database, it will be true, or else it will be false. It will check for false. Okay, so if bool of x equals to false, okay, then means if it is not present uh, at the collection, means for the first time user is coming at the brand, like a brand new user actually, then what is going to happen? Okay, so we will do that actually. So first time it will ask the user for the OTP. Okay, so collection dot insert, so like this and like this. Okay, so now as I told you, what will be the thing? The number, okay, equals to num, then status equals to OTP, and one more message equals to message text, message underscore text. Okay, so this is for the first time when a new user sends some message to this bot. So this is what is going to happen. Okay, and we'll be going to return the same thing. Okay, so now we have to create a return that please enter the OTP for this thing. What do you say? Like access this bot. So we'll just create message equals to messaging response. Okay, then response equals to msg dot message, and we have to write this thing now here. Okay, so I'm just thinking what to write here. So write welcome, just thinking what to write. Welcome to let's write welcome to total technology help desk. We can make this part bold actually. Please enter the secret code to access the bot, and after that we'll just write this thing again and this thing. Okay, so our message is been done. So the next part is that we have to just return this thing. Okay, so return str msg, and if this is not the first time user, so what is going to happen? Else the same thing, but something else will happen. Okay, so we'll see that part. First let's check for the first time user. So what I'll do now, in else let's create this part again. Okay, the next part as well, but this part calculation logic I'm not doing now, so I'll explain this thing and after that we'll do.
Okay, so just change it. You are not first timer. Okay, so just make it like this and we'll see what is happening. So let's run this thing now. So we'll see the result now. Okay, so terminate. So we have to do this thing. This is if you are using Eclipse, you have to do this thing. This is very bad in Eclipse, but I like to write code in Eclipse, so that is why I'm using. So you can happily choose any other ID, PyCharm or Visual Studio Code. So it's running fine. So let's check this thing. Hi. So see, whatever we have written there, it is coming. Welcome to Total Technology Help Desk. Please enter the secret code to access the bot. And let's see the status here. So if you see here, so see, I got my number here. Message is hi, whatever I have written, and status is OTP. So perfect. Now if I write down this thing, so it should say something else, not this thing, because this is not the first timer. Okay. So message is, see, this is, you are not first timer, perfectly okay. So this is fine now. Okay, so see guys, so whatever I have done, let me now explain this thing from the beginning. So here actually I reading my MongoDB user ID and password from the file, and after that I established the connection using the connection string, and after that I just created the database object, and from there actually created the collection object, and I have created the collection object for block collection, and we just created this query object. We'll be going to use this thing in the later part. I'm just created this thing or else I'll forget. And after that I just created dummy variable 0 just to keep track of the status of the block. So this thing will come into the picture in the later part, maybe in next couple of minutes. Okay, and here what I'm doing, I'm just reading the number, and after just replacing the number, the WhatsApp part, and then reading the user message from the body, the key, the body of the key, the body attribute actually. And there, from there actually we are going to search whether this new user is actually new user or not. And in the block status also, block status collection, you are also trying to search the user is already exist or not. And why I'm just doing try this thing, if this is not present, and if I'm trying to like for the new user, if I not use try, it will get error. So that is why I just use try and exception just to avoid the error. I know this is a very bad approach or a greedy approach, but as I told you, this is prototype. Optimization is completely on you guys. You guys can do it, but this is the approach. Okay, and I'm just actually getting the status and the block number. Status means what is the status. For example, from this database, easily say the status is OTP. So that will come into the picture in the later part. That is why I'm just reading this thing. So you'll come to know, you guys will come to know why I'm just doing this thing. Okay, and then it is checking whether block is greater than 2 or not. If not 2, then it will go and check this is true or false. If it is false, this is definitely new user. So what it will do, it will create the user entry in the database collection, the WhatsApp DB collection, and after that it is saying this will come to the Total Technology help desk, present the secret code. Then the next thing is that if you are the first timer means you just enter your record, we just enter your database in the database, but you are yet to put OTP or not, we don't know. For that we need to read from the user status, right? So now we'll write down the else part. Okay, so as we all know, status is this, right? So we'll search now. So we don't know this part. So let's create one thing. Okay. Let's try to create y equals to, just thinking, should we use this thing or not? I'm just thinking. Let's create something.
status check collection dot find one, then this thing and number num. Okay, and after that we'll check the actual status. Okay, so what will happen now? If status underscore check status equals to OTP response, you have not entered OTP. Okay, so let's check this thing whether this condition is working or not. Okay, so it means it will go and check what is the status. If it is OTP, so it means it is never entered the OTP. Okay, but why this is okay? Let's run this thing now. Okay, so it actually executed. So let's again write something high. So nothing is happening, I'm not sure why. So status, it is saying key error if status check collection dot find one. I'm not sure why this is saying why this is saying status if status check. Okay, so frankly I did a mistake over here, so that is why. So I put everything in the like as a key. So status check is OTP. So sorry guys, this is my mistake. So let's see. So we'll see now. So hopefully you should get this error. We have not entered the OTP. So fine, perfectly okay. So now you have to somehow validate the OTP by asking user to enter the OTP. Okay. So this will now ask the user to enter the OTP. Okay. So after first message, for example, see here. So when you enter the first time, it will ask you for the OTP. So after this thing, you are writing something else, not this thing. So it will validate this message and check whether the OTP is correct or not. If correct, it will say you or give you the next option, or else it will give you like some sort of error message. Okay. So now the next thing is that it should go and check for the message actually. Okay, what message actually we have entered. So message is actually inside our message text. Okay, so if message underscore txt, why message text? We have written this thing. So now I will write down some sort of very specific highly secure thing, but again
you can extend this thing. For example, we know how to send message to Twilio, so you can create a function which will generate random password, and it will send your mobile number as a WhatsApp, and you have to print this enter the same thing, this thing. Then this will if the message take enter text is 007, means the like whatever we are expecting, if user enters the same thing, then it will go and change the user data in this table. Okay, so this will be update one. Okay, so collection dot update underscore one. Okay, and for doing the update we have to pass first this dictionary with the condition actually. Okay, then you have to give a comma and you have to pass another thing, and here you have to say like this, set. Okay, or else this is not going to update anything. Okay, so this is going to be $set like this. Okay, and we have to give the value whatever you want to update. So this will be like this. So this will be, let's say, message equals to message underscore text. Okay, and we'll change the status to first. So now this is not OTP, now this is at the first what do you say, like at the first stage, status if I is the first. Okay, so that's it. We'll see now, and in the response probably we can write that we can write like you have your OTP or your secret code has been verified successfully. Please enter any of the below. Okay, and then your secret code has been verified successfully. Please enter any of the below. Then we have to select the option. So this will be 1 for password reset by the system, comma, then for changing password as with your own as password as per your choice. Okay, and after that we'll just close this thing. Okay, if this thing is this, and after that we'll just return this thing. I'm just thinking status like this, or if status is OTP this, then
This is fine actually. Mm, let's try this thing now. Okay. Mm, mm, if status is this, then probably there should not be any more. Just thinking how to deal with this thing. Okay, so we need to just write, let's say, else. We need to just create. So for else this thing, if status is fake this thing, message text this thing. Okay, I'm just thinking, do you have any other thing? This thing else. What could be the else condition? I'm just thinking. Just thinking, if first time the validation is okay, then it will go and check this thing, or else okay. So we'll not give the user like multiple chances. So if this is fine, then it will immediately delete the entry, actually collection dot delete _1, and we'll actually want user to validate everything from the beginning. So number, what happened? Okay, number num. So we'll delete everything, and actually we will response that message validation failed, please try again, please try again, your code validation failed, please try again from the beginning. Okay, and let's return this thing. Okay, okay, actually I forgot to. Okay, so guys, now we'll try to check whether this thing is working or not. So we'll do everything from the beginning. Okay, so we'll check all the conditions. I have deleted this thing. Okay, so now let's write hi. So please enter the secret code to access the bot. Okay, so let's write down hi now again. So it should say that let's check first whether I got this entry over here or not with OTP status. OTP. So first I will write down hi, the negative condition, and this should be delete, and it will write down the message properly. So I again write down hi, which is not 007. So you have not, okay, so this is not what we are expected. You have not entered OTP, so I'm not sure. Oh, actually I forgot to build this thing. So message text, okay, it should be this. Okay, fine. Below indentation level, why this is okay. Okay, fine. Okay, so there is some problem with the indents. Hopefully this will fine now. So we'll do it again from the beginning. Okay, let's do it again. So hi. Okay, so if you see that, please enter the secret code. Now what I'll do, I'll try to put again hi. Okay, so which is not 007, so I should, your validation failed, please try again from the beginning. So let's refresh this thing. There should not be any data. See, no data. So let's start again from the beginning. Hi. So we'll get one record, right? I received the response with hi. Now we'll write down the correct OTP, which is 007. So this status should be changed from OTP to 1, or sorry, OTP to first actually. Okay. So you see, your secret code has been verified successfully. Please enter any of the below. 1 for password reset by the system, 2 for changing password as per your choice. So let's refresh this thing. So it should change as well. So message should be 007 and status should be first. See, message is 007 and status is first. So whatever we are expecting, this is perfectly working fine. Okay. So now the next part. Okay. So for the next part, what we'll try to do now, so if user enters the correct password, then it should enter any of this thing, any of this below actually, any of this below actually. So what it will check now, if the status is first, what is the user entered message, whether it is 1 or not. Depending on the 1 and depending on 2, it will ask you user to enter the next thing. Okay, so now it will check for the status. Okay, right? So if status equals to, it will check the user status, right? So status we have already taken here actually, right here actually. Okay, so we'll get the value. So status equals to first, it will go and check the user entered message. Then if msg underscore text equals to 1, means if user selected the first option, then what is going to happen. Okay, so again the same thing. Just need to copy any of this thing actually. Okay, sorry. So I'm just let me write. So one means resetting the password with the system generated reset system generated password. Okay, so that is this thing. So it will be reset password with password by system system auto generated So next thing, so please write down your user ID without any space. Please write your user ID without any space. Okay. Okay, so this is done. So you should have to just return this thing. Okay, nothing else, and we have to just change this thing, like we have to just update the collection from first to status. So what we'll do now, we'll just take this thing from here, message equals to message.txt and status equals to, it is in the reset and the status should be second underscore reset. Okay, and what we'll do now, we'll return this thing now. Okay, return str msg, and the same thing we'll be going to do for 2 as well. Okay, so so this should be 2. So should be change password with your own choice, right? And this should be second change. This is changing, this is resetting. So first one was what was the system generated, that you can safely say as reset, and this will be change. Second, if you second reset, second change. So that's it. So for first thing we are completely covered, right? 2, that's it. And if someone is going to return something else, so I'm just thinking what could be, just write else is going to be it should be okay, if someone is status should be first only, we do not going to change anything. If someone is going to change anything, like for example, you have asked user to enter something else 1 2, so what is going 1 2, but user is entering 3 or 4 5. So in that case what is going to happen? In that case, let's say we are not going to change anything, so whatever is there we'll keep this thing same. Okay, so let's keep this thing again, complete thing. We'll write please enter 1 or 2 your input was your last input was invalid. I don't need this thing, and this should be first only. I'm just doing it in between if something happens, so it should be always first. Okay, so now let's run this thing and we'll see what is happening. Okay, so let's do it from the beginning actually one more time. So we'll do first positive testing and after that we'll do the negative testing as well. So hi, actually I forgot to execute this thing. So let's see, so let's write hi. Okay, so see it enters, please enter the secret code to access the bot. So now let's write 007. It should write that your validation is completed successfully, whatever we have written. So my internet is very slow actually right now. See, the message has not been delivered yet. It is still not delivered. I'm not sure why. What is the problem actually? But we can see here the status should be changed to OTP now. OTP, but okay, OTP to first. Why this is showing first? I'm not sure actually. I'm not getting. It changed actually due to some internet connectivity. I'm not getting the response actually. So let me delete and again try. Sometime it happens. Okay, so let's run. See, actually now it came. So let's write hi. Okay, then write. So let's check here. It should be OTP status here. Status is OTP now 007. See, your secret code has been verified successfully. Please enter any of the below. So let's refresh this thing. So it should be first now. So let me write down this first. So what will happen? This data should be changed with second reset. Okay. So again I have written this thing. So reset password by system auto generated. Please write your user ID without any space and let me check what is happening here. Second reset. So all the positive condition for option 1 is working fine. So let's now try to do it with the negative positive condition for first. Okay, getting deleted. I 007. This is also fine. Let's write 2. So it should be 1 now, so it should be second change. It will be changed to second change. Okay, so it's completed. See, change password with your own choice. Please write your user ID without any space and it should be changed to second change. Okay, second change. So now let's try to do the something invalid. Okay, so hi. Okay, so refresh OTP. So let's write down invalid OTP. That checking first. Let's do it. Okay, fine. So negative checking is also working fine, and if you refresh this thing, if you will see that this record has been deleted. So negative checking for OTP is working fine. So we'll now do the negative checking for invalid input. Okay, hi. Okay, 007. Write this. Now we'll write down something else. Let's say 4.
Please enter 1 or 2. Your last input was invalid, and we'll see the status should be 1 or first, right? Last message was 4. So perfectly okay. So till now whatever happened is working fine. So if you see now, so let me just now try to do with some valid input. So let's write 1. Fine. So now it is asking me for user ID, right? What is user ID? So I haven't talked about anything Active Directory till now, but our ultimate goal is to change the user ID. So what will be the condition? So I have created one user here, Shubhankar Tripathi. Okay. And in this user, we have, as I told you, our validation condition will be the mobile number. So this mobile number, if user is updated with this mobile number and the same mobile number has been used in the WhatsApp, if these two condition matches, then it will say that your ID and your mobile number is validated. Now you can change your password. If your ID is not found, or if your ID is found but the mobile number is different, both of the condition, you will not be able to do it. First condition, if user is not found, definitely will not do anything. But in second condition, if your user is found but the mobile number doesn't match, so probably some sort of security constraint, so you're not going to do something. So what I do, actually I just updated this phone number, the same phone number whichever I am using right now, and so I will write down this user ID there. So what will happen, it will go and try to search the user with this user ID, and after that if the user found it will find found, then it will go and check for the mobile number. If both of this thing matches, then it will say that okay, the user ID has been validated, your password will be changed. So that is the thing. So this is the Active Directory console actually. So I created the users from here. So let me just go to the second part. So that is actually what do you say, like the second part actually. The status is, if the status is second reset, then what is going to happen? So that part I will do now. Okay. So if same thing, status equals to second underscore reset. Okay, so it will now go and check whether user has given the valid input or not. Okay, so first thing, resp is going to be, it will say on message that we are going to validate your ID. Will validate your user ID. The user ID you entered, the user ID you entered, and this is, we don't need that much. This thing, probably I can remove this thing, and this is going to be like this, and this, and here this will be, we will just going to write the user ID. So user ID will be definitely coming from the message underscore text. That's it. And then the fun part will begin. So we'll go and call one function. Okay, then function will do the validation actually on behalf of not on behalf of, actually function will actually do the validation. I can write it here, but this will be completely messy, so that is why I'll be going to do it. So let's create validation status equals to validate underscore user. So I'll be going to call this function with the user what do you say, like this queue which we define, that AD query message underscore text and the number. It the three things I'll be going to do.
So let's create a separate file. Okay, so validate user, so I'll be going to use that. Okay, validate.py. So this will be from pyad import ad query. Not sure whether we'll be going to use that, but just importing this thing. Hopefully I'll not going to use that, but still. Okay, now let's create the method, function validate underscore user, and this should be queue message underscore txt and num. Okay, so let's try to execute this thing. Okay, so if you get some error, we'll be able to understand. Okay, so this should be queue dot execute query. So we'll write down our query here actually. So attributes, so this is usual pyad queries, nothing fancy. So we'll be going to pass one list, like what are the attribute we want. Distinguished name, all these are Active Directory attribute. Maybe those are actually watching my channel for the Active Directory, you are familiar. We want mobile attribute just because we are going to like compare the mobile number, and after that we'll be going to this cn. Okay, distinguished name, this thing, and after that we'll be just going to write this thing where underscore clause equals to sam account name. This is going to be equals to, and inside the equals to this will be like this, and after that we can write like this. Just because why we are like this, we are going to, what do you say, just hold on, let me just change this thing, sam account name, like this. Okay, like this, and after that we'll be just going to use that format dot format msg underscore text. What I'm actually trying to do, whatever user is inputted, that will be available here. I'm just going to get this thing from here. Okay, so this will actually return the user thing. Okay, so what I'll do now, try this thing. Let's check the if exception. Sometime exception occurs, so that is why I'm just listing except exception as we print str e. Let's return something, anything, return found. So let's see if this function is method is working or not. So I will write here, so first just build this thing, let's build. So I will write here from validate import validate user. So I created this thing, and after that it is here. We'll just return validation status. So we have written here found, so it should return found. That's it. We're just going to check whether our function is able to search or not. Okay, nothing else. Okay, so let's remove this thing, all terminated, run. What happened? Oh, actually this is not this file, so that is why. So this is taking some time. Okay, fine. So hopefully this will work now. So let me check. I am actually the current state, so I have to just give the user ID now. So let me write FUBHANKAR. So I should get some response. I'm not getting anything, so that is why I got some error. Okay, so it is saying co-initialize has not been called. So this is a bug actually for this library. So whenever you are calling this sort of query, you have to write down, you have to initialize some sort of like threading module. Okay, so for that, what you have to do, import python com. Okay, and you have to execute this thing on top of your this thing. So it should be python com dot sorry, should be co initial TIALIZE co-initialize. So this would be like this. So hopefully this should work now. Okay, terminated. So let's remove this. Okay, okay, it's working. Okay, fine. So we'll try to enter Shubhankar again. Let's see. Still I'm not getting anything. So what is saying? Okay, so now I'm not sure. It is saying queue does this thing found. Validate user return something, but validation status is either none or without any return statement. I'm not sure why this is not able to return anything. The function either return none or ended without a return statement, so that is fine. But we have written something here. Why I'm just getting this thing, I'm not sure. Okay, I understood. Return. This is validation status. Okay. Okay. Let me. Not sure. Let's remove this thing. Okay, so this is actually not going to return definitely. So this is my bad actually. I have to put this thing here actually. Then this will work. Sorry. So what I'll do now? So what we'll do is we'll create another thing here, and there I will write validation status. Okay, so now this will work. So that time this is not normal string actually, so this is my bad. Sorry, I did a mistake, that's why. So let's try to run this thing now. Okay, so let's write BHANKAR. Still this this is not working actually. The return type must be simple, but it is a messaging, but it was a messaging response. Okay, I forgot to put XTR. So when you are trying to fix things, and if you do some like fix, then it will actually lead to another error. So that is why you always keep your like always you should do things slowly, or else you will definitely land it up to many errors. Not sure. PHANKR, let's see. It is running, but I haven't got any response. That is strange. Let's see what is the status here. It is second reset. ACCOMDRE reset. Okay. Why this is not coming? I'm not sure. We'll validate the user ID you entered, and then I put this thing. It should come actually. I'm not sure why this is not coming. Okay. I return this thing. So let's try again. Hopefully. Strange why this is not coming. I'm not sure. At least we can print something here to check whether we received the validation status, print validation status, message status, message. Let's do this thing. Let's remove this part and let's see. Okay, let's okay. Actually, this is not working. I'm not sure what is happening. So terminate, remove. Let's run this thing again. Something is not working. I'm not sure why. Okay, let's run this thing now. Okay, so this is actually returning none. That is the problem here. Cause why? Actually, I return this thing inside the exception block. Okay, so that is why. So that is fine. Okay, cool. So, but this is actually came. We validate this user ID. If you see here. Okay, so this is fine. So sometime it happens. So now our ultimate goal is how to read from this thing. Okay, so we got this thing. So now we have to check something that we got actually the correct user or not. Okay, so for that actually what we need to do, we need to like x equals to bool of q dot get score results. Okay, so this is actually going to return the results. So if it is true, or then we'll do something. Okay, means we found something. So let's print this thing first. Print x. Let's see if it is going to print or not. Okay, and return x. Okay, so we'll see whether it is able to find the user or not. Okay, so I'm just going step by step. So what is happening here, it is actually searching the user with this query. So I have already discussed this thing in our Active Directory series. Those are actually not familiar with our Active Directory series can just go ahead to our channel playlist and search for Active Directory automation using Python. So there I've already discussed this thing. So guys, it is actually high time I slowed up actually this tutorial a bit. Now I'll try to do it very fast, because mostly I've covered all the different aspects. Hopefully you guys are now familiar with the things whatever we are doing. So what is happening, we're getting one record using this SAM account name equals to message text, and we'll check whether it is true or false. If it is true, then definitely it is found the user. Okay, so let's run this thing again. Okay, do this thing. So this should return this thing, but there this should return true as well. Okay, so this is not running actually. So let's run this thing. Okay, it is running. So let's try to enter this thing again. We will validate the user ID. We enter Shubhankar. So it's true. I mean, it's found. Okay, fine. That's it. So now we'll do the remaining part. Okay, so no need to print this thing. Okay, so what we'll do now, we'll just check the length. Okay, and L equals to just take a blank list. Guys, I'm not going to use list comprehension. So I don't want to make this thing too much complicated at this moment. As I told you, this is going to be just prototype. So let's just do this thing. If q dot get underscore row underscore count equals to 1, means if you get only one user, then we'll try to find out the mobile number and the CN from that user. So what I'll do, I'll just reiterate. So for row in q dot get underscore results. Okay, so mobile equals to row dot mobile, and cn equals to row dot cn. I believe this is fine. Now we'll check if the mobile number is equals to the user enter mobile number. So if move equals to num means the user phone number whichever we are getting from the WhatsApp, then l dot append equals to found means we found the user, and l dot append is user cn. That's it. Okay, and if we didn't match this thing, okay, so what will happen now, else not found, we'll write not found actually, means the phone number is invalid but the user found. Okay, and if we did not get actually any result, in that case else Same thing, we'll do the same thing actually, nothing special. We'll write no account actually, means there is no account for this user. Okay, and cn, and we'll return L. Here also will return L, and here also will return L. So there is actually three conditions from this search thing. One is user found, like everything match and user found. One is user found but mobile number doesn't match, and one is no account. So for this case and this case, nothing is going to happen. For this case only, we'll be going to write down some message and we'll change the password. Okay, so that's it. So we'll see now what is going to happen here. So let's check. We'll do both now. We'll change the Subhankar phone number. I'll do the negative testing, and once again the negative testing and the positive testing both actually will do it. So first we'll do the positive testing, just because I have already updated the phone number. So let's write down this thing. Okay, so in this case we'll get found. Okay, that's it, and found and the cn, because this is a list actually. Okay, so let's do this thing. Okay, so let's type subhankar. We'll validate the user ID into Shubhankar, that is fine. So here we'll return the, okay, it's find and Subhankar Tripathi. Subhankar Tripathi is the CN. How we got the CN? We got the CN from here actually. If you see, we search with the user object, we get the result set. Result set is a collection, so we can easily iterate every row, and every row has two attribute, mobile number and CN. Why mobile number CN? We have already filtered with this thing, distinguish name, mobile number and CN. So I'm getting the mobile number and CN from here, and after that I'm checking that mobile number and number is same or not. If it is same, then it is return found and CN. And let me just show you guys what is the CN for this user. If you go here, if you go to the attribute editor, search with CN, if you see Subhankar Tripathi, and his mobile number is also updated here, this thing. So what will do, sorry guys, so what we'll do now, we'll change this thing now, clear. Okay, so now we'll try to do the same thing. So now it will come not found. Okay, so let's see here, see not found. So negative, positive, both testings are working fine. And we'll now check with the invalid user, which is not available. So let's write something Bill Gates, which is not there in my active directory. So I'm not getting any result. So CN reference before assignment. So something happened here. So actually, why this has happened? Okay. The thing is that if the user is not found, I'll not be able to get this thing here. So that is why I got this error. So in this case, only will get something like no CN. Okay, see, by debugging we get this thing. Okay, because there is no CN, because CN only available if you results count is 1, right? So that is why you need to do the negative testing as well for every case. Fine, we'll try to do same thing with again Bill Gates. So again the same thing, local variable assignment. It is not there. Why this is coming? I'm not sure. Let me I think I have to first validate this thing. Okay, then you have to remove and you have to run. Okay, let's run this thing again. Same problem, hopefully. No, it is actually not running. Okay, this is running. Let me run this thing. Bill Gates. Let's check. See, no account, no see, and it is perfectly working fine. Okay, so our validation part is done, right? So now we have to do this thing now. What is going to happen? Okay, if first thing, if your account is invalid, okay, so I don't need this thing. Maybe we can start doing this thing from here actually. Okay, from here we can do this thing. If validation status dot 0 equals to I'm just thinking this is right thing. 0 is equals to no underscore no account. Okay, then what is going to happen means someone, there could be two conditions. If you entered some user ID and you got the response from the system that it is invalid, so there could be two possibilities. Either by mistake you have written invalid username, or second thing, you are a hacker, you are trying to guess the username. So that is why the block status comes into the picture. So our block, this thing is c underscore s block status collection. We have created c underscore s, so we have to update this thing there, c dot s dot update underscore 1, and there we'll update this thing. As I told you, I have created this entry, and the type of the entry value we have already selected, special type, like this, right? So we can create this thing there. Okay, and let me just update this thing first. This is a condition actually, right? So now we'll check whether this is available or not. If not available, we just upsert this thing and update. Okay, so like this. Okay, so what will happen now? So we'll update the block status. BS, this will be integer block plus 1. Upsert equals to true, right? So what is going to happen? It is going to update this thing here, not here, sorry. in block status, it is going to be one entry will be added with the today's date, and the block count will be 1. Why 1? Because it starts with 0 actually. Here it's 0, and from next time when it will come, it will be like check against this thing. If it is greater than 2, it will be immediately said that you will not be able to access this bot, something like that, else that else condition is not written. So I'll be going to write that one. Okay, so this is added, right? So let's create a dummy variable, number of try equals to str init block plus 1. Why I'm taking this dummy variable? Whatever is added here with 1, that will be also added here with 1, right? So that is why I'm just taking this thing. Okay, and from the next time, whenever the block count is updated, it will be easily got this value here in this variable. So now I'll check whether it is greater than 3 or not. Okay, so we'll check if num underscore try equals to 3, then it will write something, right? Resp we'll check this thing here, that this is your last attempt, something similar. So it will be like this was last attempt, you cannot use this bot anymore. Fine. Okay, and let's put else. Actually, else same thing, but we'll be going to do some sort of some custom thing. Okay, that this is your first attempt, this is your uh, second attempt, like this sort of custom message we'll try to use here. Maybe 2 message. So this is your let's say give a hash num underscore try attempt, like this. Okay, and same thing here, access will be blocked after third attempt. Okay, so if this is no count, then that is going to be happen. So if validation status is equals to 0, then what is going to happen? We need to write down this thing, and after that the other thing. Okay, so what we'll do now, this is for no account, and we have something for found actually. So for found actually, what we'll do, we'll directly change the password actually. Okay, if validation underscore status dot 0 equals to, I believe this is going to be found. Okay, found. So if this is found, then we'll actually, what we'll do, we'll just do this thing again. Let's say that your ID has been validated, and we'll just change the password now. Okay. Congratulations, your mobile number has been validated against Active Directory. Your password will be reset now. Now we'll call the change password function actually. Okay. So status. So what we'll do now, we'll change call this function now. So I'm just thinking password equals to change underscore password, and we will only the number actually, sorry, not number, the user ID. So we'll create another file actually here, file password .py, and inside that we'll be going to create another function. So it will be import same thing, pyad. Okay, and from pyad import ad query. Okay, so guys, actually for the password change thing, I have a special library or Python package. You can easily import that. Python random password generator. So I searched this thing in the Google, I got this thing. So this one, I'll share this thing. Actually, I already talked about this thing in the prerequisite section, but again, just if someone haven't checked this thing, so you have to install like this thing, like this way, and after that we can do this thing. So if you want to read more through this thing, you can just follow along with this URL. You will get much more information. Okay, so from password generator import password generator. Okay, and we'll do this thing def. Let's see what is actually the function name I have written. Change password, def change underscore password. It will be message underscore text. Okay, fine. So what we'll do, we'll write q equals to pyad dot ad query dot ad query, and we'll write the same thing actually, whatever we have written here. So basically, sorry, actually not this one. So we have to write this line again. So let me just copy this whole thing Sorry, my mouse is not working actually. Same thing we have to write here. That's it. Okay, and after that we can do the same thing whatever you do there. So this is going to be same thing. Okay, then if str of x equals to true means it found something. Okay, for row in queue dot get results, now we have to get this thing like user distinguish name actually. So it should be cn equals to row by distinguished name. Okay, right? So after that what it'll do, ad user equals to pyad dot ad user dot ad user dot from dn, and we'll put the dn here. Okay, so we got the dn object. Now we'll change the password against this thing. So now we have to create this thing, password object, password change object. We have to create one from this thing. Okay, so it should be password generator. Okay, then our actual password will be let's say tt. Okay, so this is our company prefix. Okay, and after that we'll be going to use this thing, the password, this thing. So it should be pwo dot generate. So this will generate the password. Okay, and after that we have to set this thing. So it will be pyad dot ad user dot ad user dot set password. So it should be ad user and the password. So it should be ad user and password. That's it. And after that we'll just return the password so that user can easily copy the password. That's it. Okay, so our password is completed, so we can change the password. So what is happening, we're doing the same thing. We're just searching the same account name from the user text message. Okay, message txt, right? So message txt actually contains the message whatever is user written, and if we got the if the user found here, it will just go and change the password. So that's it. And after that we are just returning the password. In the WhatsApp will send the message. And how we are generating the password, we are using the standard Python random password generator module, and we are just prefixing with TTT means total technology, and we have to returning this thing. So that's it. So what I'll do now, I'll just do this thing here, and after that we'll go here and we'll import this thing. So from password import change password, right? Change password is done now. So our change password module is also completed. Once the password is changed, we are just going to delete this thing, collection.delete1. We don't want to keep any record, means this record from here. For example, the status is now second reset. So once the password is reset and successfully done, we'll remove this thing from here. Okay, so that is why I need to delete _1. And what we are going to delete, we are going to delete this thing, that user number. Okay, so this should be this thing actually. Okay, this thing, what happened? Okay, so once this is done, we also change and delete everything for the user, whatever is having some entry which is actually present in the block database status. So we'll be going to use try actually, or else this is not going to help. So what we'll do, I'll just copy this thing. So this should be C_S, and what we are going to delete actually, so every record will be prefixed with this thing. So we'll just copy this thing like this, and except exception as E will print the exception. So if the user has no block status, then only will get some exception, but this will be like handled over here. So next thing is that we have to write down this thing, the user message, the password message. So your password has been changed successfully. Okay, and then we'll write down the password. So it will be your new password if and this will be pwd. pwd is holding the password. Then we'll write some sort of like thank you message. So it will be like this. Thanks for using our services, our service. Have a good day. Please delete all your chat logs from WhatsApp as it contains password specific password your credentials. So it should be like this. Okay, done. So this is done. So if validation is this, then we could do this thing, if this, invalidation is this, we can do this thing. Okay, the next thing is that another condition is there, as you all know, if no account, if there is no account, what is going to happen? So let's write the same thing again. If no account, we're also going to do the same thing. I think for no account probably we did actually here, one is found. Okay, one is not found, so another one is not found, means the invalid mobile number. For this thing we have done the same thing. So what we'll do now, we'll write down the same thing, but in a different way. Okay, so this is going to be same thing here. We'll copy this thing and we'll write down the same thing, so it will be not found, and I believe it is not found. Okay, so this is your last attempt. Locked after this thing I need to write something here actually which I missed. I believe I need to write this one here actually. Your account is invalid. Your account is invalid. So we'll write down the same thing here. Okay, for not found also this is going to be same actually. And your mobile number does not match with the number in active directory. Please try again. Okay, this. Okay, fine. So that's it. So I believe so we need to just refine this thing now. For this case, second reset, if this is no account, so probably we should put some return statement here. I think depending on the condition, whatever is the thing, we'll get something. So probably one return is also fine. For example, if this is this, it will be here. If this is this, it will be here. Ultimately, it will get this thing from here. And once everything is done, program is ultimately reaches to this block, and this block is actually here. Just thinking if this okay. Come to total technology, this if this is should return this thing, this is fine actually, no problem. Okay, fine. Or else let me just write down here actually, here. Let me write something here actually, or it will be actually with else here, else this. means and return this thing. What I'm doing actually, so I have written all the condition, and this is actually means when my block count is less than 0, and if block count is greater than 0, it will be said that your access is blocked. Actually, access to this bot has been blocked due to multiple failed attempts, and that's it. So everything is done, so we'll do everything, all the testing now. So for what actually we did till now, we have completed the first part actually, which is the password reset with system generated password, or resetting the password from system directly. So let's try to run this thing now. So so it is asking for me will validate the user ID. So this is asking for this thing, so we'll write down the user ID. So what we'll do subhn here Shubhankar again. So let's see what is happening. Shubhankar not found means phone number is invalid, but we got this thing. We will validate your user ID Shubhankar, but this part is not coming. Okay, actually I didn't run this thing, so that is why. Okay, so let me run this thing again actually. So this is running, oh not running actually. Let me run this thing. Invalid syntax here. Actually what is happening, just thinking what is happening. Cease update. It is not like this. This is like this actually. Then this, definitely this is fine. So let's run this thing. Now where? Now again here. So hopefully it's working. Let's see. Okay, it's running. Cool. So let me run subhn kar. So I got some response as well. We'll validate your user ID Shubhankar. This is your first attempt. Actually I used TH, that is not right way. Your mobile number does not match with the mobile number active. Please try again. Access will be blocked after third attempt. So we'll check this user in the block database now as well. See, this is entry and BS is this. So whatever we are expecting, it is coming in the same way actually, right? We are expecting like this only, right? Okay, so two things we need to change actually. We need to remove this th, and we need to remove this th from here as well, right? Remaining everything is fine. We'll do the negative testing first. Okay, So we'll try to do this thing for 2-3 more times. Okay, it's running. So let me try again. Same thing. Okay, see, this is second attempt. Access will be blocked, so it should be 3 now. So let's see. 2. So let's try again. So we'll validate your mobile number does not match the active. This was your last attempt. You cannot use this bot anymore. So ideally, if this is third attempt, it should say this thing, right? So 3. Now if I try again, so let's see what is happening now. So nothing is happening. Not sure, maybe some error. We'll see now. Okay, so what is saying? Local variable may be for assignment. Let's see. Okay, so what is saying this thing? Local variable assign. So what you have to do? Actually, it is here. So that is why the problem. So I have to create something here, then only it will work. So what I'll do, I will just create another instance of this thing here actually, right? Terminate. Okay, so let's run this thing. Okay, right? So okay, access to this bot has been blocked due to multiple fail attempts. Fine. So our negative testing is perfectly okay. So what I'll do now, I'll delete this thing. I will now change the phone number for Shubhankar here. 16093919802. Okay, let's start this thing again. So we delete everything. Everything is fine. So let's write hi. See 007. So it will ask me please password or 2. So I'll just doing for the option 1. So I'll write 1. Okay. So SUBHANKAR Shubhankar. So I have written this thing. So let's see what is happening now. So this is the ultimate part. So not sure. Maybe some error we receive. Let's see. Yes, change password is not defined. So why this is saying change password is not defined? Okay, so I have imported this thing change. Okay, it happens, normal thing. Okay, let's run this thing again. From password import change password. Cannot import name change. Why? CHAN. Okay, so the spelling was wrong there, so that is why the problem actually getting created. Fine, it is running. So let's write down this thing again. So see, we will validate your user ID Shubhankar. Congratulations, your mobile number is with your password will be reset. Your password has been changed successfully. Your new password is this. So just now we changed the password as 558. So we'll immediately go to Active Directory and change check his last password change date. Okay. Password last set. See. 9:20. Okay, this is 9:29 time. So this is actually I'm not sure which timeline they are doing it. Maybe this is CET time, not CET. This is definitely hopefully this is Indian timeline time now. So this is IST actually. Now right now I'm in Germany. My time is 6 o'clock, 5:59. So 3.5 hour ahead is India. So this is actually fine. So we can do it again. So hopefully it will be okay. So let's see now. Fine. So we'll try to do some other testing as well. Hi. Then 007. Then 1. Then we'll write something invalid. Roman. Okay. So let's see in the block status what is the thing. 1. So now I'll write invalid. Okay. See, this should be deleted now automatically. So the block status is 0. The normal database is also 0. And for Shubhankar it is 6 o'clock. So let's go and check database 9:31. So we'll check now what is there actually. Password lasted 9:31. Fine. So let's try to do some other option as well. Hi. 7 1 and something invalid. Something not invalid, something with invalid phone number. Let's say we did this thing, but we haven't done this thing once with the full code change. Okay, so okay. See, this is fine. Then we'll try again. This will be 2. This is blocked now. See, perfectly working fine. So option 1, I mean password reset with the system generated password is working fine, guys. So I believe, guys, this is a very lengthy tutorial, so I should not complete this part in this video. For this second part, probably we can do it in the next video. Okay, so that will be quite easy, not what do you say, like not very big actually. We can easily do it, but just I don't want to like stretch the video duration like anymore. So that is why I think this is the right time to finish this tutorial. So in the next tutorial, or the part 2 of this coding tutorial, I will create the second part, but you know right now how to do the first part as well. Okay, so I'll try to upload this video now, and the second part I will keep this thing from the next tutorial. Okay, so one more time, guys, thank you very much for the patience. I know all of you guys are must be frustrated, and many of you are actually overwhelmed by the kind of automation I am doing actually over here. So let me just explain this thing, whatever is there. So we have a Twilio setup, we have MongoDB setup, and parallelly we are having this let me open to my MongoDB. Sorry, in my Twilio console. So in my Twilio console, if you go here, so here is the dashboard, and if you go, sorry, if you go to home, sorry, actually I did a mistake. If you click here, if you go to here, and after that if you click to WhatsApp, and after that if you click to sandbox, you have to give the path of this your Flux application. So this is my Flux application, and Flux application is my Flux application is running here. So from using ngrok, I have actually exposed this to in the internet. Okay, so the internet address is given here. You see this one, E24821. I have actually same thing written is here, E24821. right? These things. So you have to write your Flash application. You have to expose this thing using ngrok. You will get the URL. Once you got the URL, you have to put this thing here. You have to configure your Twilio part is done. Then you have to configure your database. For database, actually I have a database. Within the database I have two collection. One is for block status and one is for WhatsApp DB. So hopefully this thing is clear, and just I'll be going to quickly go through the code one more time. So hopefully this will help you guys to understand what is actually happening. Okay, so here actually imported all the necessary libraries, right? And once the libraries are imported, we actually created this CSV file. Sorry, CSV file is already there. We we read from the CSV file the user ID password. After that, I created the MongoDB client objects like using the connection string. Then we read from this databases. We created the collection object. We created this query object. We got the user phone number, user message, and after that we read the entries if we found that entry in the database or not. If there is no entry found, it means this user is coming from the first time, right? And depending on that, we'll actually do this thing. Okay, and for example, and the remaining things will be covered in the other part actually. The remaining thing means this is actually going to check if user is present in the block database and the block status is more than 2 or not, means block status is 3 or not. More than 2 means definitely only one time it will reach to 3, no other condition is possible. And after that it is checking for the this thing, like if user is coming from the first time, it will be updated with the status OTP, right? And it will ask user to enter the OTP. If the OTP is 007, then it will give user this message that 1 for this and 2 for this. And next time when user enters something, it will change the user status to OTP to this one. What do you go? This one first. No, when user enters the correct OTP, it will become first and it will give this thing. When user give first, it will check if user is entered first, then it will write down this thing and change the status to second reset. And 2 means second change. And after, and if something else user enters, it will write this thing like your input was invalid. So I can change this thing. Okay, and if second reset is the status, means if when the second reset is going to happen when user enters some username. So it will validate the username using this function written over here, and depending on that it will get something either found, not found, or no account found. And based on that it is actually going to change the password, or if the change is not possible, means due to some security constraint, like if your mobile number updated in the Active Directory and from the mobile number you are accessing your phone is different, then definitely it is not allowed to change the password. So these things are there, guys. So what I'll do, guys, I'll upload the code. I'll not upload the code. I'll give you the GitHub repository link. I'll prepare the PowerPoint slides like whatever we discuss in the initial part. So every file on everything we will get in a single bunch of files. So that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next video. In that video we'll be going to walk you through for the second part actually, and then the bot will be fully fledged. But if you see, this is also going to be actually helpful. So guys, this bot is actually we delivered a couple of months ago, means when the pandemic started. Actually it was a real story, so not a dummy story, but I replaced the character and the name of the client with my friend's name actually. So but we delivered this thing. One of my friend actually got this requirement, so he came to me, so he delivered these things, and the company is very happy. And this is very cheap solution, and this is very secure as well. So we know the ngrok tunneling and the Twilio X signature. I haven't implemented in this tutorial, but in my last tutorial we implemented Twilio X signature and the ngrok tunneling. So this is very secure, and most of the companies are using these things. Okay, so that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next video for the remaining part, but till then take care, goodbye, and don't forget to subscribe our channel, hit the like button. If you're really enjoying our video, please feel free to put some comment, let us know how you are enjoying, if you are actually helping you to learn something or achieving something, or if it is at all helping you to do some of your work or daily work or projects in a different way. And feel free to share our channel or video to your friends and family, whoever is interested to learn new topics. And thank you very much for all the Udemy students for purchasing this course. You guys are amazing, and thanks for the support you guys are showing. And whenever in doubt or need any clarification, please feel free to write me over Udemy. I will try to answer all your queries on timely basis. So that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye, and have a nice day.